Shalkudio, Skore Vichner, Shalkudio, Shakdegerhuben, Shalkudio, Skore Vichner, Shalkudio, Shakdegerhu, Degerhu, Degerhu.
Hello everybody, welcome again to another Twa Togs Adventure. Ian and I this morning are going to travel to a castle that's not far from where Ian was born and also not far from where I was born. And the castle is called Bothwell Castle. Now Ian tells me that Bothwell Castle has got a link to a castle in Morayshire in the Highlands and also a castle down in the borders. So this is going to be today's adventure. Is Ian right? Or is he havering? We'll soon find out. Come and join us in today's adventure. See you in a bit.
Oh, hello there, Jim.
Hello Irene. Hello everybody. Welcome again to another Twa Togs Adventure. Today Ian and I have travelled all the way to Bothwell Castle, which is next door to where Ian and I live.
Yep.
He's North Lanarkshire and I'm South Lanarkshire.
This is the shortest distance we've ever had to travel to do a Twa Togs Adventure.
Yes. Great, isn't it?
It's magic.
All this history on my doorstep,
absolutely.
and we've overlooked it for all these months.
We went up to the Highlands to do this and down to the
Ayrshire
borders and this, and this is sitting here right in front of us.
It is, aye. So Bothwell Castle, Ian, has got a fascinating history.
It certainly has.
That ties in with many families, I think, over the years. But today, just I'll give a brief history. The castle the land, where the castle now stands, was given to Sir Walter of Moray.
Okay.
Who was born and I believe died in Duffus Castle.
Is that the same Walter de Moravia?
Yes, it's the same man, yes. So Sir Walter had purchased the land in 1242, I believe. And it was either Walter or his son William, also known as the Rich, that built the castle. And they built the castle in such a splendid display of wealth and power. But the castle was never finished. And probably because of the War of Independence.
Yeah.
So, and that was in 1296.
The 100-Year War.
100-Year War. So 1296, the War of Independence, led by your pal and my pal, we know him as Our Willie.
Willie Wallace.
William Wallace. So the castle has suffered, as I says, obviously siege, and this castle was protected by the Scots, and it was fortified because it's on a mound right next to a bend on the River Clyde, so it's got a great advantage point all around the area. So the castle kind of fell into the hands of Edward I and his men.
Oh, Longshanks.
Longshanks, also known as
the Hammer of the Scots.
The Hammer of the Scots. Anyway, so Longshanks.
The only trouble with Scotland is it's full of Scots.
Where's that from?
Braveheart.
Braveheart. So Longshanks seized this castle on 1301, and he sent 6,800 men, and they battled to take control of the castle for a few weeks, when Longshanks...
Kind of makes you wonder, if they had 6,800 men, how many men were in the castle?
But I mean, if the castle walls, obviously there's many parts of the structure that's now gone. We can't see that.
Yeah.
It was quite a fortified castle, and they would have struggled to get in. So what Longshanks had done is that he sent a siege tower known as the Belfry.
The Belfry.
And the Belfry was hauled in all the way from Glasgow.
Pushed.
So the Belfry Tower was quite
Horses.
obviously horses, maybe, yeah, oxen or I've no idea. Horses and men pushed it. But the thing that kind of troubles me, and he did haul it all the way from London. So the thing is, was it built by the guys
been
with
built
the
in
jocks
Scotland,
in Scotland. So whenever that belfry arrived here, obviously it was the men enclosed within this frame, ladders inside. They got up to the top of the garrison, and the castle fell within a month.
Yeah.
You know, so that was it's quite sad that happened.
Yeah.
But hey, that's history.
That's only one siege out of a number.
There was many sieges over the years in Bothwell Castle. I think the last recorded siege, Ian, of that was probably 1337.
Right.
That's the last recorded siege. And it lay derelict until 1362, was it?
62. Yeah.
62.
Yep.
Where upon, we've got another family, powerful family. So after the War of Independence, the Douglas family took hold of the castle.
Yeah.
So Joanna, or Jean of Moray, was the heiress of Bothwell.
Yep.
So she married Archibald the Grim Douglas of the Black Douglases.
Yep.
And they reportedly had lived happily in this castle. So that ties us in. We've got Duffus Castle
In the Highlands.
That's got a link because they built Bothwell Castle.
Bothwell Castle.
Then Bothwell Castle is then owned by the Black Douglases, and then that takes us to Hermitage Castle and the borders.
Yep.
So you know some also,
Well,
I think it happened later years.
The link to Hermitage for Bothwell is basically through Archibald's, the 5th Earl of Douglas.
Right,
5th
okay.
Earl of Angus, sorry. Archibald Douglas. So he was...
Oh, is that the Red Douglases?
They were the Red Douglases,
Right,
yep.
okay.
Yep. So basically Archibald, the 5th Earl of Angus, was told by the king at the time, you're getting out of Hermitage Castle, you're going to Bothwell.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hepburns, who were in Bothwell Castle at the time, were told they were going to Hermitage.
So they're flitting in.
So that's what the link to the Hermitage story that we'll tell later on. With James Hepburn, the 4th Earl of Bothwell.
So anyway, we've got a link between Duffus Castle, Bothwell Castle, and then Hermitage Castle.
Yep, so that's
And it's
Highlands.
a Douglas, whether you're a Black Douglas or a Red Douglas, it's irrelevant. You're a Douglas, aren't you? Because it's part of the same clan, isn't it?
Part of the same family. So you've got Highlands, you've got Central Scotland, and you've got the borders linked to the castles. So, like Bothwell Castle, the architecture and the masonry is pretty spectacular, as in Hermitage.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Hermitage is absolutely superb. The masonry work in Hermitage
Look, a dog sniffing there, isn't
is fantastic. It's absolutely superb. So I think we should take a wee run down
I
Hermitage.
think so. Let's, before the sun gets down in.
And we've got a very special guest down there waiting on us.
We can pick up, or catch up, with Gordon.
He's down there at the moment, at this very moment in time. So we'll catch you at Hermitage Castle.
Aye.
Stick with us, and we'll see you soon.
Aye, okay. So until then, take care. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we finally made it, Jim, all the way to Bothwell down to Hermitage and the borders.
It's a bit nippy, isn't it?
It's a bit chilly. He says he'll be here.
Well, there's cars at the car park.
Right, okay.
No, he's got to be here because he's part of today's adventure, isn't
we
he?
really need him. He's a big star today. He's a very
well,
he's
we don't know, I've not heard him talking.
Oh, he's good.
Is he? In front of the camera?
Very good.
Is he as natural as what?
He's better than us together.
Well, he can't be, is he?
Oh, yes.
Well, I hope he didn't turn up.
Oh, he's superb.
Right, okay.
I love
listen,
Gordon. He's brilliant.
Right, is that a wee bit of bromance here? Right, listen, I'll go to the car in.
Right.
Back to the car
I'll take
park.
a wee trip over the hill there and see
And see what
if I can see anything alright.
Right, okay.
I'll need to hurry up because the lights,
it's getting a bit dark, isn't it?
the light's no great and the clouds are there, look as if it could be rain. Right,
Anyway.
you go and get the car and I'll go up that way, alright?
Right, okay.
Right, let's go then.
Cheers then.
Where are they, Twa Togs? Oh, can't see them anywhere. Look, I tell you what, before they arrive, I've got a wee story to tell you. I'm standing here, and behind me is Hermitage Castle. The castle's located in the valley of the Liddle Water in southern Scotland, and it's pretty desolate here, and it was once known as the guardhouse of the bloodiest valley in Britain. Well, perhaps the most famous of past residents was Sir William de Soulis, the owner during the reign of Robert the Bruce, and according to history, Sir William was executed for his part in plotting Bruce's assassination, fancying as he did the crown for himself. Well, however, legend tells a very different story. De Soulis, it was said, was a practitioner of the black arts, kidnapping local children and using their blood for satanic rituals, and, according to legend, he conjured up a redcap, a particularly nasty species of fairy, sometimes called powries or dunters. These redcaps were short, wizened, nasty little devils, and they were said to have sharp teeth and talons, and they wore iron boots, and they were armed with heavy pikes. Castles were said to be their preferred haunts, where they would lie in wait to attack unsuspecting travellers. They would hurl rocks at their victims, and they would drink fresh blood from their battered corpses. The redcap name comes from their practice of dipping their hats in the spilled blood. Well, perhaps the most famous of these bloodthirsty abominations was Robin Redcap. This was the one that was said to have been conjured up by de Soulis himself, and who encouraged him in pursuing even greater evils of murder, torture and rape. Well, eventually the locals had had enough of the wicked evil de Soulis, and they petitioned King Robert to allow them to get rid of him. However, Robin Redcap had imparted a special power upon de Soulis, and for the price of his soul, he could not be harmed by lance or arrow, sword or knife, nor would ropes or chains bind him. King Robert sided with the locals, and despite his magical protection, de Soulis was captured, rolled in a sheet of lead, and plunged into a fiery cauldron, melting him to oblivion. With his master gone, Robin Redcap vanished, although it is said he'd amassed a treasure hoard, still hidden all this time within the walls of Hermitage Castle. Well, so the legend goes. However, history records that de Soulis was in fact imprisoned in Dumbarton Castle for his part in the attempted regicide. But here's the thing, there's no actual record of his demise. Did he die? Was he indeed executed? Or did Beelzebub take him? Robin Redcap, however, the terrible demon, has been seen, allegedly, on several occasions over the years, perhaps to watch over his ill-gotten gains. You know, I'm feeling a wee bit of a chill standing here myself. It's as though, how can I put it, this place doesn't want us here. Ah, here's the Twa Togs coming now. Hello guys, how you doing? Nice to see you. Where were you? I've been standing here for ages. Hi guys, how you doing?
Gordon, how's it
Nice
going?
to see you.
Good to see you.
Hello there. Hi. How you doing?
We've been all over the place looking for you.
Standing here for ages. Look here, look there. Didn't see you anywhere.
I've seen your card down the back there, so we
I've had it in
thought
there.
you might be. Then I was up that hill there looking for the hill, but anyway, we found you. Good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Really great to have Gordon here, isn't it?
That is aye. So hello everybody. Ian and I are now, along with Gordon, have came to the third castle from today's adventure. And behind us you'll notice that it's Hermitage Castle. Now Ian has told me that Gordon has got a story to tell about Hermitage Castle, and also Ian's got a story to tell us about Hermitage Castle.
So the first story is a kind of ghosty, ghouly horror.
Just a minute,
story.
guys. See, well, I was looking for you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I just told the viewers a wee bit about the castle and the ghosty ghouly bit.
What's you on about?
I was just testing the equipment. That's all.
That's alright.
That's all right.
Calm your
know,
jets, big
calm
man.
it down.
Calm your
Put a
jets.
camera in front of you. You've got to say something.
Right, calm it, Janet.
Calm it, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. Yeah.
Okay, so what story did you tell, Gordon?
Oh, just a wee bit about, you know, the Sulis being a black arts kind of guy, and
Good.
the Redcap fairy,
Well, the spooky
murder
one.
and mayhem.
You've
and
told the ghost story. You've told the spooky ghost
the
story.
spooky stuff.
okay.
Yeah, just the spooky stuff. Yeah, because
Right,
I'm quite
okay.
quite interested in that, you know. But
All right. Well, it only leaves one more story,
Right.
and the next story is about James Hepburn, the 4th Earl of Bothwell, the 1st Duke of Orkney, and Mary Queen of Scots.
So we do that now, or?
Yeah, I think we'll go. I think we'll do that next.
Right, okay then.
Stay with us.
Stay
We'll be
with
with
us.
you in a second.
Right. Hello.
Anybody in?
Any chance of me cup of tea?
A wee bit of toast.
Aye, tea and toast.
Oh, cameras are on. Cameras are on.
Hello, Ian.
Well, hello there, Jim.
Well,
It's a well-built door, that, Jim.
that is right.
Think of the amount of famous historical figures that's walked through this door.
Well, not very tall, were they? For the start.
So this story pertains to two of the famous people that walked through this door.
Only two.
So just there's loads of them, but two in particular.
Yes,
Right.
okay.
So James Hepburn, the 4th Earl of Bothwell, the First Lord of Orkney, was the keeper of this castle in the kind of mid 1500s.
Okay.
Now, as everybody knows, or anybody that knows a bit about Scottish history, will know that James Hepburn was Mary Queen of Scots' third husband.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, not quite as simple as just being the husband that was wrapped in controversy, right? Because James Hepburn was involved in the murder of Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, who was Mary Queen of Scots' second husband. Right. Went to trial, and the trial was kicked into touch. He got off it because the trial was a complete shambles, complete sham. But the Scottish nobles weren't happy because they were convinced that he actually murdered Darnley, so they didn't like him. Right. So anyway, the story between Mary Queen of Scots and James Hepburn has got lots of twists and turns. One of the ones that make me wonder is the fact that he kidnapped her.
He
Right.
kidnapped his wife?
Well, it wasn't his wife at the time. Basically, Mary Queen of Scots was going to Edinburgh for Linlithgow,
Right.
and Darnley, Hepburn appeared with 800 men and kidnapped her and took her to Dunbar Castle. That was his castle at that point in time. Now, locked her up,
Uh-huh.
and stories go that he raped her.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But 3 weeks later, he married her.
Nah, there's something round it. What?
Right, so that just doesn't. That's a bit of bizarre history.
Aye, I don't believe that, Ian.
But they reckon it was a cover up.
English
You know,
propaganda, possibly.
Well, it could be a
Aye.
cover up. So anyway, Mary Queen of Scots, quite a famous story. Found out that Hepburn had been injured, right, in a fight.
Oh, In this area?
In this area, right? Okay. Because part of his remit, part of his job here was to look after the lands, the marches, and take care of the border reivers who were causing a lot of bother at the time.
Yes.
So he went out on a wee sortie to try and catch border reivers, and he came.
Of course, at that time there was one family that was notorious.
One family in particular, the Elliots. So he was out doing his patrols, and he caught sight of wee Jock Elliot, and he took aim for his horseback, fired a shot, and hit Jock Elliot.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. But the sneaky story, basically when Hepburn went to check on Jock Elliot, Jock Elliot pulled out his dagger, and slashed him across the head, stabbed him in the arm and stabbed him in the leg. Right, so he lost a lot of blood. When his men brought him back here to the castle, back to Hermitage Castle, the castle had been taken over by the Elliots who were captured inside. So he had to negotiate to get back into the castle to get sorted out.
Aye.
So Mary Queen of Scots found out about this, and she rode, some say 40 miles, some say 50 miles, some say 60 miles, for Jedburgh, over the hills and the moors, to get here to see him. She was still married to Darnley at the time. She was still a married woman.
So, right, okay.
Right, so it was seen to be no cool for her to spend a night in a castle when she was married.
To be visiting somebody who's already married.
But there's the other side of the story goes as well, that she was here on business, because Hepburn was one of her trusted lieutenants.
Right, okay.
But anyway, the lover story comes into this as well. This comes into play as well. So who would dash 30 or 40 or 50 miles to come and see somebody who was injured and then travel back to Jedburgh the same day?
Oh, the same day?
Well, apparently she was only here for 2 hours, right? So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? And on the way back, she had a bit of accident with her horse. She fell off her horse and contracted some sort of virus that kept her in her bed.
Like COVID?
COVID back in 1566.
So COVID 1500.
66. Right, so anyway, 3 weeks later, after the kidnap and all that kind of stuff, to get married, and all the nobles were in revolt. They all raised an army to say, no, we're not having this. And there was a battle in 1567 at Carberry Hill.
Cadbury Hill?
Carberry Hill. Right, no Cadbury, Carberry.
Sorry.
Right. And the interesting story about that is that Bothwell and Mary Queen of Scots' army refused to fight.
Gee whiz.
Right, so Mary Queen of Scots was taken prisoner, and Bothwell scampered to Orkney Islands, to Shetland. And from there, he went to Scandinavia and ended up getting captured just off the coast of Norway, and ended up in a prison in Denmark.
The plot thickens, doesn't it?
Plot thickens. The sad story is, though, he died at this castle. It was called Dragsholm Castle, and it belonged to King Frederick. And he died in Denmark, and he died in the castle insane.
So never released then?
He was never released. He was kept in a dungeon, chained to a pillar, and to this day people can go into this castle that still exists and see the worn out floor with him constantly walking around about this pillar.
I'll not be visiting that in.
So that was it. He died 10 years after the Battle of Cabri, so it was some like 1578 or something like that. He died in the castle in Denmark.
Where was the Mary Queen of Scots then?
Well, she was imprisoned after the Battle of Cabri. She was imprisoned in Lochleven Castle, and she escaped, and then eventually she ended up getting imprisoned down in England. She was
Who'd be a royal
for 19 years or something like that. So that's the wee story about the Hepburns here at Hermitage Castle with Mary Queen of Scots.
Right, okay, that was interesting. Quite a shock, Irene, especially if she was married and he was married.
Absolutely.
And here for 2 years after him getting cut with a knife and all that things.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something suspicious there.
Aye, there is.
I reckon that's probably, at the time, English propaganda.
Do you think so?
I think so, Ian.
So
we'll never know.
Was it English propaganda about the £20 repair?
Well, it's on a plaque out there, so allegedly, or rumours has it, or the National Trust of Scotland has printed there, that in 1300, Edward I, Longshanks, he had donated £20 to do some repairs. And if you look about here, this castle, honestly, it is phenomenal condition for a year. All it needs is a roof and some floors, some lighting, some Wi-Fi. It'd be a great house, wouldn't it?
It's interesting that that happened just a year before Bothwell Castle, the siege of Bothwell Castle.
So Edward gives £20 to help restore this through damage, and a year later he's up there destroying Bothwell Castle.
So there you go. Again, that's the link. That's another wee link between the three castles, isn't it?
Aye, it is, aye. Right, is that us then?
So that's the story Hermitage. Well, two stories for Hermitage Castle. One being William de Solus, with Gordon, and obviously James Hepburn and Mary Queen of Scots.
Well, before we go, I need to confess to you. I just listened back to Gordon's ghost story. I'm glad I wasn't standing beside him because I was shaking. But honestly, it's no good.
Oh, he's amazing.
Isn't he?
He's amazing.
Don't bring him back again. Do not bring him back again, okay?
Oh, well, listen, see, you'll change your mind if we get another 600
likes,
you know.
Oh, I could be tempted with that, you know. Gordon! But anyway, we better go and get Gordon.
Aye, you better go and get Gordon. Right.
Right. Okay, is that us then? We'll go.
Listen,
everybody.
We'll go and find Gordon. Right. We'll go and find Gordon.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well,
everybody.
That's us come to the end of another Twa Togs Adventure.
Aye. It's been a great adventure today.
It's been really, really good. Bit chilly, bit cold, but...
Aye, cold, but it's nice.
Alright.
So, we just want to say, everybody, a big thank you to Gordon, who's Ian's pal.
Welcome. He's your pal as well now.
After that speech, I don't think so, Ian. I wouldn't go there. No, but listen, thank you very much, Gordon. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
We hope to do it again sometime with you.
That'd be nice.
So, all we have to do now is just listen. If you like this video, please do give us a thumbs up.
Yep.
A like.
Yep.
A share if you can, please. And comment.
Any comments you've got, anything you like, anything you don't like, anything you think we could cover for a future Twa Togs Adventure.
Gordon's got a little bit of half-dozen ideas, haven't you, Gordon?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Mostly to do with motorcycles, but that's
Harley Davidson, man. Right.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, as always, thanks very much for your support and
please. Yeah, thank you.
Following us, and a lot of nice comments coming through, which makes us want to do more. So, thanks again. So, we'll catch up with you fairly soon for the next Twa Togs Adventure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So until the next time.
So thanks, Gordon.
Yeah, thanks, Gordon.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Super day.
So everybody, take care.
Stay healthy.
Gordon.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
See you again.
See you again.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Shalkudio, Shakdegeruvan Shalkudio, Skore Vihnar Shalkudio, Shakdegeru,